Making a
gloves, and good luck to the both of you.
Oh, Zab, rig up.
And Judah's lightning hand speed.
You know, these early rounds dangerous for Baldomir because Judah, as the fight goes on, so Baldomir
that decked him, and again seconds later.
There's the hand speed of Zab Judah landing those shots. And Baldomir has some defensive liabilities. That is the one area. That is a punch that from time to time people can land against you. Certainly Koskazoo did, but he's of another ilk.
Baldomir is a tough kid. He's gutsy. Only 12 knockouts in his 41 wins.
See Judah trying to shoot the uppercut. He believes
left hand there. He figured that. Nearly to the final seconds of round one. And Baldomir says, come on in. And then he goes right after Judah in very aggressive fashion.
Well, while the instructions were going on, Zab Judah decided, and at the end of the round, after the bell had sounded, Judah landed a couple of good straight left hands, but they kept going after the bell. You would have predicted that.
In doing one thing, that's for sure.
Well, Judah's dad says he'd be astonished
at 147, more bull-like. His punches seem to have more purpose. He's not all over the place. Holding and hitting. A smile from the face of Judah. For a guy like Zab Judah, because Baldomir is not in his place. And become one of the most talented all-around fighters in the sport today.
One of the things Yoel Judah said was, when you throw that jab, then step away.
But Judah, he's got to take this guy seriously.
Now, Baldomir is showing us a little bit more defensiveness in the next couple of rounds. Nice hook.
Here's another uppercut. That one a little on the awkward side, so it could be posing.
But he wants
somewhat puzzling. Nice left hand that's scored by Baldomir to the top of Judah's head, and then he whacks it with another left hand. He seems very loose. Like there's no pressure on him. It's like, hey, what have I got to lose? Here comes Judah.
Past 4 rounds, so like an inspector at the end of
I love your movie references, but he doesn't have the power.
Stop holding. Junior does not overreact to some of the things that have happened earlier in this game.
Desire for his memorable 9th round, but so far hasn't done any damage.
Judah trying to land the straight left there.
Baldomir is feeling his oats out.
You know, the problem here for Judah is
well, a lot of people didn't think this was going to go past the 4th.
Baldomir getting a right hand in now, right. And then here's where he gets pushed down by Judah, and part of it was his own. And if this guy's the #1 contender, while he isn't the greater and better competition, Judah does the big fights he wins against Marcus Corley, Rafael Pineda. The left hook to the bowl by Brown in this fight.
He stuck that right in there, right on the chin.
And now he's starting this fight, though, is he's holding on to Baldomir when he gets on the inside, not allowing him to work to the body of the
Caddy said, hey,
tonight. And remember in the keys we talked about it, it would be important for him to do that. And there he lands a couple of shots. Judah working to get that left hand in and doing it at a better clip in that round. Come together and create a cut on the bridge of the nose. Well, they're saying it's instant.
So Arthur McCanty, the 3rd man of the ring, called his nose. Good right hand.
He showed us power in that punch against Corey Spinks as well in this fight.
Of course, if a fight is stopped,
and in this case, cuts in the bridge of the nose with Baldomir, probably wouldn't stop this fight, but you never know. Baldomir now getting hit with more counter punches as he comes in. He's picking up the pace.
Baldomir just swinging wildly.
The cheer in this fight. And
he's been super up to this point.
Yeah, it's been an uneven, but he's clearly winning this fight effectively. And he comes in here and gets hit with a very good right. But later in that round, Judah was able to get a...
We never really heard what he's
winning this fight. There's very little doubt of that. Is it the kind of performance he wanted to give here? Is still there. It's more a question of how has Judah been. Right there, not very.
Right hand. Scored by Baldomir, and it's got Judah off balance, bouncing off the rope. Now it goes into a wrestling. And I think a little bit unsteady, Al. And now he holds on. He's holding. He's going to take a point. Now he's trying to stay away.
Baldomir going to the body, which is also a good idea. Work the body and try and then get to the head.
Zab Judah in some difficulty here.
That's not in Baldomir's nature.
This crowd is somewhat stunned here.
And last thing Baldomir's doing is still ripping that body. Wow, that right hand was big.
Judah's in trouble.
Oh, boy, is he ever.
Just trying to hang on. His legs are wobbly. Baldomir is trying to finish him off. Unbelievable. He doesn't have his legs under him.
Did Zab Judah prepare for this fight? Oh, my.
Good question. Very good question. You have to wonder. He took this guy too lightly. No matter what happens from this point on. Now he sticks his tongue out at him and he's clowning around. He's reverting to the old Judah, the showboating guy. But he's in terrible trouble, dire straits.
And turning his back to Baldomir.
A right hand again by Baldomir. Oh, what a miserable...
That was a superb right hand. Very hard to see when it first happened, but that was as good as it gets. Right on the chin of Judah. What did Baldomir tell us? I have Judah ahead by 3 points in this. Oh my, he's in trouble again.
Going down in the 7th round that first time. The crowd trying to exhort Judah, getting behind him, chanting his name, but it's not helping.
Last year, a great fight in our first fight, and now
that's what makes this even more amazing.
Will from Baldomir.
Trying to wipe the blood off with his left glove. Baldomir keeps charging forward.
Against left-handers. 4, 5, and 1, the straight right hand.
Yeah, it pushed Judah.
By far the more impressive shots.
That would be, maybe with the exception of Baldomir.
And his management team said they have victory parties already planned. And the key element here, and I can't emphasize it enough, is Zab Judah just isn't throwing any punches. You can't win rounds if you don't throw punches.
Judah is in a hell of a dogfight.
Punches. There is almost no way you can pop. Only Willie Pep once won.
You alluded to it before. You have to question the training atmosphere, but his credibility is
a lot at stake here for Zab Judah.
Mayweather, Hatton, Zeus.
That's great body work by Baldomir. That is very effective. And even though Judah's landed a few...
Yes, round 9.
And Zab Judah trying to steal it with a flurry. Now, one of those punches
only gets the WBC title through 2 organizations, which would have cost him about $10,000. Good. His head. Says it did hurt. Nice count.
7 rounds. I don't know how you could score this round for Zab Judah. Another right hand by Baldomir. Rounds ago, but he has been hit with a lot of punches.
Judah comes alive. Round 11, the so-called championship round.
Welterweight champ begun Quail, a light heavyweight
zone. Former middleweight champ.
In the lobby at our hotel. Look at those right hands by Baldomir. A couple of gym rats from here. Zab Judah still, and this is a kind word, economical with his punches in this round. Here's the right again.
And Judah's stock will take a dip.
Oh, there's a cut over the right eye of Baldomir.
It's all right. Again, if the fight is stopped by an accidental headbutt after the end of the 4th, they go to the scorecard.
They're just working him over to the body and the head.
The cut doesn't seem to... The clash of heads. The cut.
And let me tell you why that's important. As Baldomir comes on, this fight can't end with Baldomir losing because of the scorecard.
Right. Made sense. Zab Judah coming off the tremendous victory over Corey Spinks.
Judah has thrown so few punches, I don't know how you can
Didn't really show up tonight.
done nothing. There's a good jab. This is a very damaging blow to Zab Judah in terms of market fights. Those big fights may come to him now. Andrew Galata in Chicago, Corey Spinks in St. Louis. Oh, nice shots by Judah. His best shots in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
Good combination by Zab Judah there. Now he's starting to land.
Ooh, nice right by Baldomir. I think that stunned Judah.
Yeah.
It hurt him.
Final 10 seconds of the fight.
Hey, come on
Baldomir
now.
raises his arms.
Being aggressive as he was for the most part. Some better counter-punching by Zab Judah. You see evidence of that on the ropes. And this was where I believe...
And new champion, Carlos.